Peace, peace, peace. What's good? What's good? What's good? Beverly Glade. What's going on? Stay sharp. That's all I'm talking about right now. Staying sharp in these days. Especially today. You know what I mean? Don't worry about the future. Worry about now. Because that's all that matters is what's going on right now. I hope everybody's doing well. I'm doing well. Yeah. For those who know, you already know. You know what I mean? What's going on right now? Anybody got any level of consciousness is being attacked. You know what I'm saying? But that's why it's in particular today. But really, for people that's really like wide awoke, it's every day. All the days is pretty much the same, but lately it's been deep. But this is why you gotta stay sharp. You know, you gotta be focused in on on the right things for yourself. You know, on a daily basis, and don't get confused by projections and thoughts that's not really yours. You know, and that's really how. That's the way that you're gonna be able to stay sharp. You know, if you don't got a good routine or a structured routine, you need to develop one. You know, dealing with how you take care of yourself. You know, your prayer schedule. Just things of that nature. You know, increasing or decreasing in certain things. You know, like what you entertain yourself or what you do in your leisure. Well, at the time when you have leisure, you know, you gotta just be aware of that and just be conscious of it, like what you're putting into yourself and what you putting your energy into. It's kind of like I always talk about that because that's the most important thing, actually. You know what I'm saying? It's the most important thing. Because if you indulge yourself in foolishness, then you ain't gonna be about much in life. You know what I mean? I was always on like sports, learning, that kind of thing. So on a daily basis, I always was about that life when it came down to like doing push-ups and pull-ups and running miles and stuff like that. So it's like I come from a disciplined background. You know what I mean? But having a disciplined way of life, it produces good results. You know, and it also can protect you from things that ain't good for you.
Shopify point of sale makes
Bro, Hammer, peace. What's good,
all backed by the world's most powerful
you know
commerce
what I mean?
platform. Whether you're running a retail shop
I'm
or
gonna invite you
online
in if you
store,
want to come in
from
this
startup
joint.
to scaled up, Shopify is the
Yeah, but
commerce
just
platform you can trust with your business.
yeah, being disciplined and understanding what's going on, you know, in the world today with your own personal self and your family and your so-called friend group. You gotta know what's up with it, and you gotta you know, you just gotta be conscious of these things. You know, if you out here just believing, you know, in the mainstream, you know, wave of things, you know, like you really just in the you function in the sleep state. Because a lot of these people that's your family or your so-called friends, they ain't even aware that they sleep. And then by them living in that state, they open for that energy to come into them and try to get you off of what you want, especially if you know you want the right things in life. You know, that's why you can't really mess with people that ain't fortified or who don't fortify themselves. I mean, fortify themselves. You know what I mean? You know, people that's fortifying themselves on a daily basis, you know, you can kind of you can trust them more. You know, when you see they talking about or they actualizing, you know, true aspects of, you know, one who is supposed to be conscious, you know, they conscious of real things, then you can trust them a little bit more than people that's still talking about the same old mainstream dumb stuff. You know, like what's going on in the media and all that kind of mess. You know, I don't got nothing against certain stuff, because sometimes you gotta talk about certain stuff that's going on. Let's say with the entertainers, you know, the Cat Stevens and Cat Stevens, Williams, and all that. Like, you know, sometimes it's okay to talk. To me, I'm just talking from my opinion. It's okay to talk about that stuff in order to bring some light to it, because, you know, that kind of thing could work for you or against you. But you gotta be woke to how that thing works, you know, because it works both ways. It can inform you about, because some people don't know about what goes on in Hollywood, and that's the level they on, so they gotta learn that everything that glitters ain't gold with that lifestyle over there and with all that. So it may be good for certain people to look into that so they can be awakened to that. But people that's way past that, for what? You already know it's fake. You already know it's all planned out. You know, when certain kind of so-called truth tellers come and start telling the truth about stuff, that stuff is already it's by design. And even on the business level, you know, on the business level of it, you know, on the internet, you know, a lot of us know that, you know, money is made through views, likes, and things of that nature. So just imagine different people basically interviewing the guy about the interview that he did in the beginning. Then you got people reposting small skits that's getting hundreds of thousands and millions of views on top of that. So you got to understand, all of that's about design. And they also create the trend. They trend each other, which is all good in a sense of who that's for. You know what I mean? You know, and but if it ain't serving no purpose, like if you really past that level, then you ain't supposed to be really, I mean, all into that and thinking that it's all real. You know what I mean? That's just like me. I like sports. I love sports. I'm actually involved in a sport as a coach. You know what I mean? But I know everything that's involved with it is not real, and I know things is rigged. So I treat it accordingly. I function inside of it with a sound mind, and I perceive that reality the way it should be perceived. You know what I mean? And I don't go too far up or too down about it. You know what I'm saying? But being conscious about it is the way that you can function properly. If you walking around in the sleep state about it, you can be misused, or you could be led astray. You know what I mean? A lot of different ways. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I say, look, if you're dialing into anything, make sure you are informed about it. Make sure that you hit that like button for me if you come in and out. I appreciate it. But if you're informed, you can protect yourself. You know what I mean? Even if you know you're informed about yourself, and and let's say your friend circle and your family dynamic. You know what I mean? But you know, a lot of us go through long periods of time where we just don't want to see things as how they are, and that causes us to be living in a sleep state. And you know, you don't want to live like that. You don't want to live like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't care what nobody say. You know what I mean? I love my people just like everybody else. You know what I'm saying? But I had to learn. I had to learn the hard way to really like get into myself and go within myself and really acquire and achieve knowledge of myself in order for me to really start seeing things and then seeing everybody for what they are. So now that I've reemerged as one of my higher selves, you know, I can function just better in the reality that I'm still living in. You know, and that's really the mindset that I advise myself and anybody who want to listen to be on. You know what I'm saying? Uh, you know, if you're making changes in your life and people don't understand it, that's cool for them not to understand it, but that don't have nothing to do with you personally. You still gotta continue on forward. Especially if you know you working towards making forward progress in your life, you gotta remain diligent with that, and you gotta really only care about yourself, because most people in our families and friend groups, if they had to make a decision who they're going to choose, themselves or you, they're going to choose themselves. So it's not really selfish for one to choose themselves over others, especially when most of the others are pulling you back to your old ways just because they don't understand why you're going forward in a non-mainstream manner. You know, like you could be just sliding away from religion, sliding away from secular mindsets with different things. You know, all of that, and that's what's going on today. You know, you got people sliding away from so-called traditional stuff, and that's okay. You know what I mean? Because a lot of the truths that we coming to find out about, it's not new, and it's not new. It's just that we ain't know about it. You know what I'm saying? But just because, you know, your mom, your dad, your brother, your sister, your cousins, your close friends are uncomfortable with it, does not mean that you should come off of your journey of learning. In your life. But that's why I say don't let nobody scare you or take you off your course. You know, especially when that's what we encountering. For those who know what I'm talking about, you know, you start having problems in your circles. You know, even on your job and stuff like that, you feel like you don't want to say certain things, or express certain things that, man, I don't believe in that bull crap no more. You know what I'm saying? And why you don't believe in it no more? And then you tell them why. Because it's bull crap. Check it right here. You know what I mean? They set that up for you to had a wrong mindset and the wrong belief about this, that, and the third. This is the truth right here. And then, being as though they can't handle it, they just start trying to make your life, difficult and give you certain kind of difficulties, in your life, But that's just that come along with, elevating. It's growing pains, and if anything, if nothing else, I'm here to advise myself and advise anybody want to listen. Don't worry about it. Just keep going. Just keep going, because the champions and the winners, they always do more. They always do the things that people don't want to do, from the positive things. You know what I mean? This is what separates them from the group. I don't care if you got 100 people in a weight class, and maybe like it always go, and about between 10 and 20 of them is really good out of that 100. But it's only like one that's going to do the actions and do the things to separate that one, or those two people separate themselves from that 100, right? And usually it'd be number one and number two that fight to be the best, right? And I'm just using that as a parable, but that's the same thing in real life. You know what I mean? In real life, you know what I mean? You're not going to get a lot of support for doing the right things. You're just not. So you have to be brave. And the winners, the champions in life, and in anything else in life, or do the hard work to separate themselves to show themselves worthy to get that particular prestige. I'm gonna call it prestige when you're dealing with sports or whatever. So work. Don't be scared. Don't let them scare you. You know something to be right, then get behind it on a daily basis. Don't take no days off. Ain't no days off. Because once you go down the rabbit hole, ain't no days off. You know what I mean? Especially if you pull the trigger on certain things, you already know that you can't go back. Because even if you go back, then they're going to be looking at you sideways, looking at you funny. Okay, so good, man. Go ahead. Let them go then. Be on the truth. Just be on the truth. You ain't going to get nothing. You ain't going to get nothing for going backwards. And I kind of I prepared for my I prepared for myself to go into a different zone. Cause I ain't gonna lie, I went some years where people ain't really know what I was doing, and I was studying, and I was just on some more conscious. They ain't know because I still was operating in the reality as my old self completely. Even though certain things might have been standing out to them, like me getting weird, or not weird, but like even me just having hair on my head. Certain my close friends and family members be like, man, when you gonna get your hair? Because I used to be the kind of guy that always had like a real fresh haircut and all that stuff. So when I started growing my hair, that was like a maybe a sign or something that people looked at me as being strange. But but on the road to just becoming something different, having hair on my head was a part of it. So I mean, it was just something that manifested in that way. But you can't be different being the same. You know what I mean? Just being the same way, like stuff like that. And I kind of reiterate all the time. I ain't talking about no getting into low morality kind of stuff. When I say morality, like like indulging in certain things and being open for certain. No. I am not with all of that. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about finding out the truths about history, the truth about who you are as a person, and what tribe, people, nation you really connected to. Getting the truth about religion. That's if you adhere to a certain religion. Like me, most of my life, Islam. So I desire to know the true history and true origins of Islam, and the history of Islam and the people, and even Christianity, because I was like raised on that. Not Christianity, but we use Jehovah's Witness, but it's still the Bible. It's all the same thing. But I wanted to know the truth about the origins of these things. You know what I mean? And how it pertains to the people and different stuff. So this is what I went after. But and then a lot of other stuff. I learned a lot of other things just on that, on that path, right? So for me to go backwards would be foolish. I can't. Who goes backwards? You can't not know after knowing anyway. So the only thing you really could do is just really, even if you want to function on your job, and I understand that because I went like that for some years. Then you just gotta, you just gotta go. No, I don't want to accept nobody come on the live that I don't know. You can't. Hey man, I ain't answering no foolishness like that. What you mean? You don't agree? You don't disagree? Progress is where you too scared to go. I don't understand what you mean. You disagree? I don't know what you disagree with, but I ain't here to be agreed with or disagreed with. I'm just here to speak what I've experienced, and try to lend a helping hand for a moment in time for somebody to get through their day and to continue on their journey. I'm not here to argue about religion. I'm not here to argue about any of these things or what somebody believe about and all that. I ain't here for that. You know what I mean? I'm here to learn for real. If you got something that you want to add and you want to add a comment and say, hey man, maybe you should read this book, or you could or follow this guy or this woman because they putting out good information about something. I accept that. And that's what I'm going to do for you. I'm not going to sit up there and tell you to believe, because all of us got different perceptions on all of these things that I'm talking about. Or may come to a different, a better, stronger conclusion about the things that I'm talking about. So I don't come on here to be going back and forth with somebody about, about somebody believing. Come on, man. That's stuff that religious people do. You in the conscious state, you in the conscious mind state, and you want to argue. I knew that from religion that was nutty, because people that argue are in doubt. That's a strong sign that you in doubt about what you're talking about, because you argue with people about it. And what you believe in is for you. Just like what I believe in and what I'm talking about has been established for me. And I'm just talking to hopefully urge or just give somebody else, even if it's just one person, the courage and the strength to continue. If you're starting to learn and you're learning things are different about what you might have thought was the truth in the past, okay, continue on. Don't be scared just because you hear or you read something that doesn't agree with what you thought was the truth. Because the truth is hidden behind a lot of different stuff. Just like we talking about the fear and all that. The truth is behind it. You can't, and they always try to stop you. Even though you got people coming on here, will come on these, you be live, and then somebody just say some dumb crap, and you be like, but I ain't here for that. I ain't here to argue with people. I'm here to just show I'm going forward, and I'm gonna continue to do that. And if you want to help me or anybody else, give me some advice. That's it. We want to argue about, you know what I mean? Ain't nothing to argue about. And I ain't trying to convince you of nothing, for real. You know what I'm saying? Because the only thing I'm trying to do is get close to the Most High Creator. And I want to be able to communicate with him, her, it, the best way I know how, and as frequently as I can. So I ain't worried about, and everybody don't channel the same way or off the same things, because we all can come from a different. You got multiple different paths. All of us don't have the same experiences. You know what I mean? The same experience, the eagle in the air flying, don't got the same life experience as a turtle or a fish swimming in the ocean, or an elk. All of these are different. All of these different animals having different life experiences, and they experience God in a different way. And I know that they communicate with God in a different way. So, me and you ain't the same, and we got different experiences. I'm me and you. So, I'm just advising you that, hey, don't be scared to learn something new. Don't be scared to listen to your inner voice. You know what I mean? Because really, that's something that the Most High God gave to us as a means to communicate with him. It's just that we taught to not tap into that. We taught to open up religious books and secular education books in order to get close to God. And though it's some words, there are many words in these texts that can help us along the way, it is not the only way. That's just the truth. You like it or dislike it. You know what I mean? But because everything else, ain't nothing else in creation using no text. They using they inner compass. So that's what I'm trying to do. No, that's what I'm doing. And I'm like most other people. I was not raised and trained to be that way. I was trained to go into church, go in the masjid, go in the temple here or whatever, that, go to school and listen to a professor who don't even believe in God to tell me about God and how the people from the past believed in God and all that. And come on, man. And yeah, God, I'm just using God because in general, most American people over here who speak English know when you're talking about God, you're talking about the creator of everything that exists. Okay, but if I was just talking to Muslim people, I would say Allah, right? Okay, cool, all of that, right? It's all the, you know, people know what somebody mean when they talk about God, when they say God, you know what I mean? But getting away from, I don't know, getting away from the programming is deep. It's and it's difficult. It's not necessarily easy every day. You know what I mean? Because it'll wear you out at times, especially trying to break away. Because just because of the tugging and the pulling of the old stuff trying to pull you back. So, you know, I'm just saying, it's good. It's good to dial into something, because I've done it. I've been dialed into people just along the way, day by day. You know, I listen to certain people and certain things over the years, and I use it to keep me dialed in to the direction that I'm going in. There ain't no, so I don't super follow people, because follow them, and because they them and I'm me. Like, you know, the following thing is probably more so for younger people, because the maturity level in their life, it causes them to still follow, because they still children mentally and all of that. But I'm not saying that all people of all ages need leadership, but I'm just saying, the more you grow, the more you understand that if you hear something beneficial from a person, you take it and you add it to what you already have. Because most mature people, we already have multiple things that we've learned throughout our lives from multiple different things. Whether we've done different kind of work, or we've been involved with multiple kinds of multiple different religions. We've experienced certain things in life, so we know how to add on. We know how to add on to what we know without having to be like, oh, we running behind somebody and just following this new word and all that. No, you ain't gotta do all that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because most of the stuff that's good is in alignment with the stuff that you already knew from before. So it's just good to hear somebody talk about some things that's in alignment with things that you already knew. And a lot of the path is going to be like that. So, you know. But conquering fear is what we got to do on a daily basis. You know what I'm saying? And once you become like somebody who loved the truth, and who was really on the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, right? Once you become one of them people, then even, you know, because everything is not about the physical world. It ain't all about having to worry about people beating you up and shooting you, or police doing something to them and all that. You get to, you know, once your consciousness is raised up, you understand that there are spiritual things that you got to worry about once you start ascribing yourself to the truth and being a truth seeker and a truth speaker. You know, you have to deal with things on a spiritual level that maybe you didn't have to deal with before, because before we was just sleep, so they can just put something on you spiritually that'll keep you, because you sleep anyway, you know what I mean? But once you become woke, then you start experiencing a different kinds of attacks. So, you know, but prayer is one of the best things that you can use to combat that. You know, you have other things that you can use, different kinds of crystals, incense, things of that nature, you know, that'll keep your area clean from that kind of thing, you know. And it's always gonna be around you, so you gotta stay sharp. You know what I mean? That's what that's what I call it. So you gotta stay sharp, you know. And that's why, you know, I feel fortunate that I was raised the way I was, because I just know how to be disciplined about things. You know what I mean? And I understand the dynamic of when you do certain things, it makes you stronger. And then when you get away from it, it causes you to be weaker. So it's the same way when you're dealing with in this truth world, which is a spiritual world. uh, you know, you do have things that you can indulge in and that you could be saying that will cause you to be stronger, and also to cause you to be the experience weakness. So stay sharp. Don't be, watch what you say out your mouth. Watch who you be around. You know what I mean? And that's the same as before. You know what I mean? Really, before, the old stuff it just carries on a higher meaning once you become more aware. Because we always was told that birds of the same feather flock together, and that people rub off on you. Like if you hang around a bunch of certain kinds of people, that's gonna rub off on you. It's just like whatever. Like, you know what I mean? If you be around a bunch of suckers that condone sucker stuff and saying sucker stuff, before you know it, if you hang around these people long enough, before you know it, you may be turning into a hater, hating on somebody or saying some old foolishness or whatever. The same thing, just on other aspects of people's life. You know what I mean? If a woman hang around a bunch of loose women who condone everything loose and everything fast ass and all that, before you know it, a woman that may not even really be about that, she may be loosening up to it because of the people energy that she being around. You know what I mean? So that's that's old stuff, but guess what? It's very relevant, and the more aware and the more conscious you become of how you should be operating, you know more and more. That's what I say. The old stuff, you don't leave that. Don't forget what you learned from the Bible. Don't forget what you learned from the Quran, because the high aspects of these religions are true and real. But let's say the lower aspects of how the people's actions, or I'm not even gonna call it a lower aspect, but how the word has been changed inside of these books. You just have to be conscious that things have been changed or have been taken out of context, because everything ain't literal. Some things are metaphoric or allegoric. If you don't understand that, then you'll be taking everything literal, or it'll be things that you should take literal. But you maybe, I'm saying there's different ways to perceive we just been put on one way. That's why inside of religion we were taught to put people on and off of things, or in and out of, like, you put people in the hellfire or put them in the heaven. You in there, you going to paradise if you do this or you say that. That in and out and that on and off stuff, and that ain't true. It just ain't. You know what I'm saying? It's just really not, because everybody ain't heard about the same things, and you got good people that respected the Most High Creator, respected the environment, meaning like the world of everything in nature and all of that, respected the land and all that stuff, but they never heard about Christianity. They never heard about, like, Jesus, or that perception of what Christianity is. Well, they never heard about Allah and Muhammad, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So you mean to tell me that these people that lived a good life, they going to hell, to a physical hell, where they gonna burn forever? It ain't true. It's not. So, person could like it that I said it, or dislike it, but the more you increase yourself in learning, the more you'll be able to understand the ins and outs of what you've been fed over the years, and you will encounter difficulties on that path, just like the people from the past. The people from the past experience difficulties. One of the ways that I kind of started understanding or looking at certain things a certain way, in my particular religion, you have a lot of historic big scholars in the religion, the mainstream religion of Islam, and I noticed when you study the history, all of these scholars have spent time in prison. In one time or the other, they spent time in prison, whether it was Ahmed ibn Hanbal, Imam Shafi'i, just multiple different big scholars. If Muslim people listening, they know who I'm talking about. And all of these scholars spent time in prison, and these are like considered the scholars of the great scholars of the religion from one age or era to the next, right? And these people would always be in prison for whatever reason. And then, but when I started getting into that aspect, I said, well, why would it? But especially knowing the history of this particular person, like them learning all of these religious books at a very early age, well, memorizing the Quran, memorizing a book of Hadith, when they was 10, 11, 12 years old, and all this kind of stuff, right? And then you'll hear that later on in the person's life, in the man's life, that he will be in prison and being tortured and all this different stuff, being tortured. You know what I mean? This is one of, and you would say, well, how could someone with so much knowledge, meaning someone who can recite the book from their head, from their memory, and all this different stuff, go into a situation where as though they did something they would say something against so-called religion to the point where they are arrested and being tortured for whatever reason. But if you never ponder on this, you will never really understand that in all ages of time, you have people who have knowledge, who just went against the mainstream. And they got locked up, and they got tortured, or they got beat down, or whatever the case may be. And okay, whatever. They may have just submitted, like, all right, I'll just say what you said and say what you want me to say. Because, they beating you down, beating your feet, beating your arms, whatever they possibly could be doing to you as torture. You know what I mean? Excuse me. And most people is going, after a while, going to be like, all right, I'll just say what you need me to say. And then they let you go. Right? But these are the greatest people of my religion who were treated in this way. So this just caused me to understand that you always have the people that got the power, even in our communities, whether it be the church or the Islamic community. You always have the people, the administrative powers that really regulate what's being said on the pulpit or the minbar. They regulate what's being said on the pulpit, because that regulates what the people think is okay to believe in, or think that is okay to speak on or speak about. So the powers that be, just to use that for lack of a better, of all these different times, always misuse that power. Always. Ain't nothing ever changed. It ain't in the same you see now, because you'll find the people doing the same thing. If somebody does something that they consider to be off their format of what they say the religion is, then they'll say, hey, the brother or the sister, they clearly off the religion, and they clearly they disbelievers now, and all that kind of stuff. It's the same stuff. They try to make you a disbeliever after, all that kind of stuff. It's the same stuff. Now, I just say, I've come from a highly religious origin, background. So, you know what I mean? I know, what people say about me. I already know, because I've already been through that my own self in reference to witnessing other people like go off script in the past when I was still locked into the sleep thing. And I might have even said some harsh words about people. Nah, I ain't gonna say might. I know I did, because I was on the program. When you on the program, you do and say what the program tell you. Just do and say. It's as simple as that. So you know what I mean.
Hi everyone.
But
my name is Jesse.
I feel
and I'm the founder and CEO of Rabbit. I'm so excited,
blessed and highly favored that I was able to grow and evolve past that. Whereas so now I know how to take everything, and I'm just on a different level now. You know what I mean? Because your relationship with the Most High Creator, Allah, you know what I mean, it's all about you and Him. her. You know what I mean? It ain't really about what the imam think about what you doing or saying. It ain't about what the preacher or the pope or the whoever is thinking about what you doing and all that stuff. Especially for you got people out here that's readjusting their belief system, and you ain't hurting nobody. You may not even be doing you ain't out here being on no immoral stuff or no type of drug type of situation or hurting nobody. But you'll find when you turn into a truth seeker and a truth knower and a truth teller, they'll go after you harder than they go after the straight up and down 110% criminal in the street. A person, that's in the streets killing. They'll go after you harder because you're more of a danger to the mainstream setup of things. That means because they know how to deal with that type of individual more so than they can deal with somebody that knows the truth and lives by it. So that's what I'm just saying. I'm here to say, if you on that level, then I'm here to tell you that this is your opportunity to be great, because this is where Allah, the Most High God, Creator, whatever you want to call the Most High Creator, has put you in a position to have to be brave against, let's say, some unseen things. It could be unseen or it could be right out in the open. But this is your opportunity. Hey, it's your time. You know what I mean? To be great. Because everybody ain't gonna want to do that. And I'm telling you, I've lived some years already I wasn't there yet to just come out and open and be like, yeah, I know this. I mean, I know that's bullcrap, man. Get the F out of here. I've been knowing this stuff a lot of stuff for years. And people might think, oh, I done just deviated from certain things because I just started talking about stuff, but that ain't true. That ain't true because I've been knew better with a lot of things. It's just that I wasn't to the point of talking about it. But it's time for me to be great. It's time for me to do what somebody did for me. Just hold my hand on the internet from day to day and just tell me, yeah, everything, and then acquire real knowledge about certain situations and certain issues and certain things in reality, in history, and all of that. And now I know. And I know for myself. And that's the only thing that really means something. Even though I desire to save my children and my family, and people that I consider close to me, like family, that are my friends and stuff like that. Even though I don't have many left. But, I mean, I desire for them the same thing that I desire for myself. So, but at the beginning, it's all about me and my relationship with the Most High Creator. So, that's why I gotta worry about myself. You know what I'm saying? Especially like I said in the beginning, you got certain times when the pressure is turned up, and if you're taking that step, the pressure is going to always be turned up. But it's cool because the more and more you learn. That's why it's good to be on the journey of learning at the same time. Because you ain't gonna get this far. The stuff I'm talking about. That's if you listen to me and you know what I'm talking about. So I ain't gotta you know what I'm talking about. Learning is the learning part is a big part of you even being able to know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? So I see I got 4 people in here, and guess what? I'm certain that you know what I'm talking about, one way or the other, whether you agree or you disagree. You know what I mean? But I'm just here. That's what I'm here for. to
Now this is the Daily Face moisturizer.
bye, Felicia. That's what's up. Thanks for following. Hey, hit the like button for me, Miss Felicia. I appreciate it. Yeah, I'll follow you back once I go off. Yeah, just stay strong. Don't get deterred, you know, away from the truth. Stick to it. Stay prayed up, because that's the best. That's the best. What you call best way to protect yourself. One of the best ways to protect yourself. Because even when I was coming out of the sleep state at a certain time, and I was experiencing a lot of spiritual attacks, right? Which I know now to have been spiritual attacks, but at the time I didn't know. I just thought I was tweaking or being overly paranoid about different stuff. But once I started learning more and more and more, I started understanding that I was experiencing a spiritual attack. But the funny thing about it is, I was like a green kid, for real. Grown man, but you know what I'm saying. But I was, the stuff that I was experiencing, but when I get scared, I pray. You know what I mean? I don't care how tough somebody was perceiving me to be in my life or whatever. Even if even in boxing or in the streets, whatever, like wherever I was at, if I experienced some type of fear, I'd be praying. I'd have my game face on, but I'd be praying, right? But it was certain things that I did that I came to know that's what saved me. You know, like it's a prayer for going in and out the house, in and out the bathroom, before, when you go to sleep, when you wake up, when you're experiencing certain types of fear. I would say certain things, that I learned from, my religion, and I stuck to it. Prayed. Just a lot of things that a person might think that is small, that are very, very big. See, this is another, a person could misunderstand me and think that I'm talking about going away from religion, in totality, and I'm not saying that. I'm saying go away from the fake part of it, because the high aspects are definitely real, and I could never talk about my story and tell the truth and not talk about how with times when I knew I was being attacked by certain things. And I would say, we were informed that in the religion by the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that when you say the adhan, the call to prayer, whether it's the adhan or the iqamah, it chases away devils, right? So I will be being under attack, and I will say the iqamah over and over again. Say the iqamah, say the adhan. Or I would recite it's a verse. It's called Ayatul Kursi. Ayatul Kursi chases away bad spirits and jinns and all that stuff. So this, straight up and down, this is how I did it, and this is how I do it, rather. You know what I mean? To this day. So and I pray the way I've been praying. You know what I mean? Like what you perceive Muslims, how they pray, that's how I pray. That's how I pray. Whether you like it or not. Because I'm just saying, I know I got people, being as though I've accepted my heritage and my origin. That's why I got this here, because I'm a Moor American. That's a part of it. But I pray as I've been praying. Even though I know it's other ways, because in the Moor Science Temple, it's a different thing. But I do my thing, and so I pray as I've been praying. That's like me going into a fight and don't want to use my jab. I must keep jabbing, because I know that's good. I learned that from the very beginning. So the way I pray and the way I focus my energy, I'm sticking to it. And everybody, that's what I'm saying. Everybody got different things, how they do things. People got that, you got people that got the Christian thing and how they do it. I mean, they connecting with God through that. Okay. And they know for a fact, based on their own personal experience, that they have experienced good things from that, or they manifested good things from their prayers in that way. I say continue on. Continue on. Because the Most High Creator, Allah, He connect with people through many different things. And for sure, and I always make a joke about it. You think that the creator, the Most High Creator, Allah, ain't connecting with people through these things? You tripping. You don't know. You sleep if you think that. Because I always make jokes about that. One of the most dangerous things in my life been is an old church lady. Them old church ladies that pray you into the ground. They'll pray you off the block. I'm talking about them real old school, like old ladies from back in the day. You know what I'm saying? I ain't talking about these new grandmoms and stuff. These new grandmoms, they twerking. I'm talking about people like my grandma. My grandma was born in 1923. I'm just saying, it's just there's a whole different animal. But I'm saying people in that and older than that, them people, they just different. And I know people listen, they know what I'm talking about. But they tap into that energy. They get into it, you know. But every generation got this another thing. Like I'm not a part of this generation. I'm just happen to be I'm a new elder. I'm 51 years old, so I'm one of the new elders, right? But I just happen to be woke, right? Not happen to be. That's what He willed for me. I'm just woke, but I'm just saying, you know. I'm a little more. I'm more flexible. I've lived most of my life being rigid. I know all about it. I'm the one that really did that. I really actualized it. You know what I'm saying? But I know that it's not correct. But you know, you got to tap in the best way you know how. You know what I mean? And just because I don't necessarily live, let's say, a Hindu or a Buddhist life or a Christian life, meaning like my daily practices, my daily stuff is Islamic, period. But that don't mean that I can't hear something from Hinduism or any other kind of bona fide lifestyle and philosophy and religion that's from the good things that I'm not going to listen to. I'm going to listen to it because I know it's real and I know it is very valid. You know what I'm saying? Like people be so foolish. Like you think they'll hear about something and it just be talking a bunch of crazy. Just because they see some people maybe doing some stuff that's very foreign to their culture, or just they don't see the benefit in it, or whatever the case may be. You know, because we don't know a lot about other people's cultures and stuff like that. But we live in you living in a diverse world, so we not meant to know everything. I think that's the test that Allah give us. He tests us with everybody not being the same. The same way Allah tests somebody on the other side. I'm just saying Allah you know what I mean? I'm just saying if I'm talking to somebody who referred to the Creator as something else, but it's all the same. It's all the same. If you don't dig it, start digging it. He'll test them over there doing all of that and saying, oh, them people over there, I don't like that. I don't know what they doing this and the third. Don't worry about what they doing. They over there working and taking care of they family and their communities. They doing what they supposed to be doing. They not bothering nobody. They peaceful people. They speak. They help. They assist each other in good things. They love each other. What the heck? They revere. They revere God. So what's wrong with them? Nothing. But it's just that the dogmatic stuff will be people be stuck on the the brainwashing of what's the word? Conflict doctrine. That's 2 words. Conflict doctrine got a lot of us, or has a lot of us, just perceiving stuff the wrong way. It's all about conflict. You know what I mean? It's all about conflict all the time. And, but Hit the like button for me, y'all. I appreciate it. I see I got a couple likes. I appreciate it. I got a couple likes, but it ain't about the likes anyway. Hopefully, I was able to help somebody with this talk, because I'm ready to dial out. My phone ready to die anyway in a minute. And
You smell so hot. What did you do?
yeah.
Your boyfriend hears this, he's gonna hate me.
Yeah, but whatever. If you want, if you
I honestly just
I
ate and dropped myself
don't know, nobody thinking I'm doing the one eye thing. They're like, yeah, bros in there on the one eye symbol joint. The all seeing eye, right? Yeah. No, I ain't on that.
There's just something
But even though that stuff, that it means something though. But no,
What is that?
that ain't what I was doing.
It's this new
But
cologne that uses pheromones inside the bottle.
yeah,
which are
stick to the
basically
script.
messengers to make girls
Go
really
forward.
So that
Don't be scared to learning something new. And hopefully, have a have a good day today. Do some good. Spread some love. Give some charity. Brighten somebody's day. And then on that, then you probably gonna have a good day. And I'll see y'all soon in the future. Peace.